Right then, this is a walk around video and this is for a Honda Civic 1.8 EX petrol. You can see here 12 plate car with just 69,000 miles currently recorded. Supplied to us direct from the Honda main dealer actually. Just to go around the car, it's a little bit later in the day than I'd ordinarily do it and it's windy, but I am miles behind on the videos thanks to the horrible weather we had recently. Front of the car, lights and lenses clear and intact. Front bumper very good. Bonnet obviously is good, but it does have obviously minor stone chips, which you're going to expect with the age and mileage of the car, but they don't detract at all. Near side of the vehicle, nice and clean, no indentations that I can see there at all. Near side front alloy, the one takes all the bashing, and that's very clean indeed. Panel work on this side, very nice indeed. It's a really crisp car in all honesty. Near side rear alloy, again very clean and tidy. And come around the back of the car, again got a really lovely lustre to the paintwork on the vehicle. Round to the offside, driver's side of the car, and again it's wonderfully smooth in the panels. Near side offside rear alloy, very clean indeed. And then the remaining panels are very good indeed. And final alloy, absolutely lovely. It's coming into the boot area, massive boots on these cars. Got a little hidden recess there as well, but it's been kept generally very nice indeed. It's coming into the back, wide opening rear doors, gives you access. Those seats just flip up, as you know from the Magic seats. But the leatherwork is in lovely condition, and that's not always the case with Civics. They are family cars, so they can get a little bit beat in the back. This one's been kept very nicely. Front passenger door card, as with all of them, very clean indeed. Footwell areas all very nice, clean and tidy. Front passenger seat there, kept very well indeed. Finally, come to the driver's door card, again really nice and clean. Footwell areas all very clean and tidy. And driver's seat, the one that takes all the wear, but not very much at all in there worth mentioning. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dash can be seen illuminated. Do apologise, it is getting a little bit dark now, so hopefully this isn't too bad. Sat nav, you can see there, working perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse there for you, got that lovely clear gridded parking camera. Unfortunately it's looking directly into the sunset at the moment, so it doesn't really help. But it's been kept very nicely. It's a lovely condition, this car. Just to pan back here for you, that's the view you get of the dashboard. Absolutely sensational, it really is. In wonderful condition. That's where you should set your driving seat position, by the way, so the steering wheel is just to the top of the rev counter and below the speedo. If I just come up here for you, hopefully you can come in there, you can see 69,881 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic, and it's a 1.8 EX. This particular car is registered EF12TDX, and mileage at the start of the road test is 69,875 miles. The reason we do these videos, very simply, is we just want people to see the cars that we're actually advertising in operation. We know to our cost, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look great in the description and in the photographs provided, only to get there and find out when you drive it it's got a fundamental issue which you clearly should have been told about before setting off. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads. These are very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on. Hopefully then it will be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the vehicle. Coming to the car in question, it's been very well looked after, this car. It's just been serviced by ourselves, going to be going for an MOT, an independent MOT, hopefully tomorrow, so all will be checked over. Engine starts absolutely instantly, as they do, and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle, whether it be a petrol, diesel or otherwise. The engines are just fabulous units. It's a typical Honda engine. It's so drivable from incredibly low revs all the way through, but being a Honda, it loves to rev as well should you want to push it on. It's the mechanical refinement that is just, you know, astounding in these things. It's just a wonderful piece of engineering. They are chain driven engines, so there's no cam belts to worry about on them. And they've got a reputation for being incredibly long lasting and reliable, with just normal maintenance basically. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car absolutely perfect. Bike point is exactly where it's meant to be, and it's lovely and smooth in pedal travel. Gearbox on the car is just exquisite on these Civics. Honda know they put a real effort into the primary controls on the car, so they want you to feel that you're driving something, you know, wonderfully engineered, which is actually quite hard to achieve with modern cars because the gearboxes tend to be cables to the gearboxes underneath, not directly into anything, no linkages as such, and that can mean that some gear changes can feel sort of have no great mechanical feel to them. It can be sort of vague, lifeless. You put them in gear and they kind of move around a lot in this sort of big gear position. This is the opposite of all of that. It's just wonderfully slick, really positive. It feels kind of meaty to use, which is really nice. And as I said, you know, unlike so many, when you change gear, that gear lever is sort of solid in situ as well. And it exhibits literally no wear. It just feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. Steering on the vehicle is a massive strong point on the Civics. It's so direct, so precise, flows absolutely beautifully with the chassis. Perfect weighting for the car. Feels tight, feels absolutely taut. There's no vibrations coming back to the steering wheel at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, and it tracks absolutely dead straight. Chassis of the vehicle, what I'm looking for in these road tests, notwithstanding it's going to have the MOT tomorrow, is when you go over bumps like the ones about to come up any second now, that one there, that really is a good test for the car, because you'll hear it hitting the bump, but what you don't want to be hearing is kind of knocking noises or chattering from underneath, and there's nothing at all. The chassis is also just brilliant, because what it manages to give is what a family wants, which is a very compliant, very well damped ride, excellent body control through all types of corner, so it makes it a very comfortable companion. But what it also has is the ability to reward. You know, you can drive, you can push on, and it's genuinely is a fun car to drive, and that's, not many family hatches can say that. It just flows, absolutely flows. It's a wonderfully designed chassis. Brakes on the car, just going to give them a bit of a thump, but they're really powerful. Pull up nice and straight. They bite brilliantly. There's no pulsing, no vibrations coming back to the brake pedal at all, so all in good order there. Looking around inside the car, first of all, they're just a very, very nicely made car. They really are. They take their miles extraordinarily well. But what it is just a wonderful place to sit and operate a car. Dashboard is just it's going to be, it is a classic design. It really is, and I think they've actually gone backwards with the new Civic. They've gone slightly more conventional again than the very latest ones. I just haven't quite. It's still very nice, but this just works absolutely brilliantly. And what I love about it actually is the fact that it doesn't appeal to everybody, and it might seem a strange thing to say, but it's honestly the truth. I think good design always polarises opinion, but what I like about it is not just for effect, it works. The most conventional part of this centre part here, you've got sat-nav all working perfectly, dual zone climate control systems for different temperatures side to side in the car, pumping out absolutely ice cold air, by the way, worth pointing out. Heated seats, again, all working as they should. Quality of the switchgear is absolutely brilliant in them. They've got a lovely tactile feel to them. It just feels really beautifully engineered, and it is, of course. But my favourite part, of course, is this sweeping two-tier design directly at the front. So basically, you've got up there information display, radio, trip information. Also, when you press a button for things like the radio and the climate control, readouts down there, but it's also bigger and up there, so you're not looking down into the bowels of the car to take the information in. The best bit really is, of course, the big digital speedo directly in front of me. It means I can look at that car in front, but also keep an eye on my speed at exactly the same time without taking my eyes off the road. It is utter genius in the way it works. Down below that, you've got these more conventional pod, 3 dials, big rev counter in the middle, flanked by the temperature and fuel gauges. Auto lights, auto wipers, multifunction steering wheel, everything working exactly as intended, by the way. Steering wheel looks and feels pretty much as new in hand. Lovely thick rim design as well, works really nicely. They really are fabulous vehicles, because what they give you realistically is we sell loads of these to people who basically, they've done kind of the single life for their sports cars, and then you might become sort of family men or women, and then have to think about practicalities of life, getting kids around, and all the stuff that goes with it. And that's kind of like, I can kind of give up on life almost. But this really does give you something that's genuinely interesting to sit in, something that's really satisfying to drive, beautifully engineered and wonderfully reliable, as you'd expect of a Honda car. They're brilliant. I've had loads of them personally, loved every single one of them. It's just the perfect family vehicle for me. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is literally, as brief as it is just to show the car in operation and sort of give you any feedback on the car I can. There's nothing that merits a mention. It drives absolutely perfectly. As always though, if you've got any questions about the vehicle, don't hesitate, do give us a call.